Okay, guys, so we have time for the next. Next trend you discuss with the coffee, that will be just in a minute. So the next trend is small space living. I read the local newspaper yesterday, so there is a big problem in the UK with teenagers moving back, living in the bottom floor because the housing is so expensive, especially in the cities. So small space living. I'm part of a EU project called Future Living. You know, how we live, how will the world change, and that's a very powerful trend. And you understand also for example, in the US, 38% of the children that are born in the last year of the 2000, in 2010 and before, will be only living with one of the parents. No, only 38% will live with both parents in the US when they are 18 years of age. That will totally change, Europe and the world, that the family construction are so fragile, and totally new constellations of family will open up for totally new services. One very strong trend is very small apartments where you combine the kitchen with the sleeping facilities, and you use a kitchen table to work, and you don't live your life in the apartment, you live your life on town. So there will be much more restaurants, facilities on town. You will have all the social life in town, or they will build a lot of apartments like they already do, for example, in the US and in Hong Kong, where you share a lot of things. You share your bicycle, you share your car, you share your washing. You share a lot of things, not traditional things, and you grow your own food on the top of the building and so on. All those green trends. So what space can you take in this trend? What can you do with your idea to connect to some of those futuristic projects that you have a lot of also in UK, to understand more of what's happening with my business? How can I expand my business through ideas connected with this? So this is a huge EU project that can see the need of much more apartments, much smaller in the center of the town, much more restaurants, much more services, dry cleaning, all kinds of services. The most valuable thing in the future will be time. Time will be really valuable. So you will pay others to do everything, taking care of your children, taking care of your dry cleaning, washing and things. So discuss this with the coffee now. 2 and 2, coffee break. Okay. Next trend, the new luxury. One big trend is, as population gets much bigger in the earth and more people can afford luxury, the old type of luxury will not be all the same, because everybody could buy the luxury of today in a few years. So it will not be as much status in the luxury. So there will be changes in perception of value. But for you, for example, that do very exclusive products, that would be a really good market if you can find a customer. Because luxury will be a new dimension, really, really expensive, exclusive things for a group of very rich people on the earth. If you have that kind of product, you will be successful. So the approach to luxury will be...
Sorry, I was reading something yesterday that the gap between people, the super rich and is going to continue to increase as far as your future studies are predicting, are they? So there's nothing going to happen to counteract that, no?
No, some trends are growing wealth, climate change, polarization, complexity, and you don't show off the luxury the same way as you do today to show that you have this trademark. There is a trend among young people, they don't want to see the big logos on the things anymore. The status is, natural, sustainable materials, not the direct, you don't see like a big logo on the chest, but you see the material, the quality through other ways. So there is a market for luxury, but you have to deliver a low price. You have to deliver directly. You have to deliver exactly what I want, any color, any time, deliver today. The young people will not wait. So the old luxury will be for everyone. So it will be more and more available for a wider group of the population. So do you have a product that will fit into this? I will do a few so we don't save some time, and you can discuss this and the next one. The reshoring wave is coming back. Yeah? So there is a strong trend already that companies that have been established in China move back to their home countries, and you can understand why, because the prices of people, what you say, of the higher people, labor costs are so high in China already, and the quality is uneven, and the demand from the local market in Europe and the US is so high, so both American and European companies have a strong trend of bringing some of their production home. So they want, one reason is the quality and the flexibility in having your own, you produce it in your country. And also that the production entities will be much more efficient, automated, no need of as much people as today. And also the lack of talent in China is a problem because of the growth of the Chinese economy is extreme. And we start to fight of the talent, and it becomes too expensive. So you bring your production or start your new production in Europe or in US. So that will often mean that the business to consumer market, that like some of you are in, selling to consumers directly, will be locally produced. And you will get that like higher price, locally produced, local quality, local connection, will have higher values when everything else goes global. I will take all the trends now and you will discuss it all together because to save some time. So China is losing steam. That's a serious problem for the world because China is helping the world economy quite a lot. And one of the obvious problems that we all know about is that two parents in China have one child, and the aging in China now, the parents grows. So it's 2/3 old ones and 1/3 young people. How can you survive? Because also the aging people are getting much older in China than before. So it's a real cost. It's a problem for the whole society of China. The dependency in China and the spoiled children is a problem. If you have one child, you know what happens there. And now China relies on a lot of really, really spoiled, highly educated but spoiled people to run the country, and there are already some problems in that. Also, the higher demands and quality in the West will make some of the production, like I talked about before, to move to West. So another big question that we all read about in the papers: what will happen politically? It's not a democracy. Anything can happen. They have all the money in the world, and they use that money to get power. For example, where we work in Africa, there are Chinese investments everywhere. They buy everything and everywhere. And will there be political problems? So is that the new mom? Is the next trend? You maybe have seen it in your own marriage or your own. In Sweden, we are very emancipated. In Sweden, for example, I think it's similar here. That, for example, the husband, if he doesn't use the 4 or 5 months for to be with the child, the couple will lose those months. So the mother cannot have those months. Instead, the father have to stay home to be able to use their what do you call it, maternity leave. Yeah. So much more men participate in the housekeeping, and as you know, women get more and more active in the labor markets. So there will be new consumer type to think of for your business. That men will make new type of decisions for the household, not like before, where mostly women will make some of the decisions that women will make today, men will do tomorrow, and men consume differently, and you attract men differently than women. How will you adjust to your product or your services? So how will this change? The family constellation is really challenging. Like I told you before, the divorce rate goes up. The young kids will stay home longer. The center of the city will be much smaller living. How will that affect your market? So how will it affect your workplace, your marketing plan, or your everyday life? What business opportunities do you see? So this is the new convenience. Is like I talked about before. Everybody will want to have. I don't know if you have children like I have. You know, the only one I have home now. He is 18 years of age, but he wants things immediately. I don't know if you have that kind of children, but that is a trend among young kids. So he wants low effort, and he wants things exactly as he's used to the internet, immediate reaction, finding the lowest price, finding the right color. If I can't satisfy him, he will go to the next internet page. So easy satisfaction of personal needs. If you have a business idea on that will be a very strong trend. So it will impact everything on business to consumer, to understand the dynamics of the new markets. So you, in a few years, you will have a different reaction on your marketing plan, so you better prepare to know how and who to market to. So it's much room for new competitors. A lot of the companies as we know them today, big, huge corporations in US and Europe will fail. I believe so. For example, I work with Siemens. I understand why, you know. It's a real problem when the market changes in 6 months or in a year, and Siemens take 3 years to do a change. Naturally, that's a big problem. So you have to change to survive as a big company. You will have to change your way of doing your business dramatically. In Gothenburg at the universities, we now use a design method that I believe a lot of you have been into. The same strategies as architects do when they build a building. You know, the architect will come in when we start build the building, like the video I saw the other day. You come into the bureau with everybody gathered, and I will tell you that we're now building the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, for example. And these are the limitations. Start testing everything you can. There's a competition. You can do whatever you want within these limits. and immediately, in a few days, we will have a lot of prototypes of the whole group of people. And that kind of thinking, design thinking, we move into the business world. So in your company, small or big, you will have to do very fast adjustment to the market, immediate adjustment. That means to gather your people in the same room and change the business model overnight, from service to product, or from packaging a new way, or going to a new market. And if you're good at that, you will survive and thrive in the market. The decisions and way of thinking in your business process will change a lot. So we are using the MIT Stanford model now in both the School of Engineering and the School of Economics in Gothenburg, and it's really successful. Our business projects moves much faster without the limitation, the normal academic limitations on growth of businesses. So, so for those last few slides, talk with your neighbor and see, is there any idea that came up in your mind for your business? A few minutes.